Hi folks, this is Karim Raouf from our IT Visualizer channel. Today we'll continue our lab, the Tron Legacy Lab. This is the 11th video. We have been discussing in the previous video the following. We have been continuing our Active Directory migration process, and we have stopped at the step of migrating the Active Directory computer objects. So to migrate computers from old domain to a new domain using Active Directory migration tool, the network connection setting on the workstation. So for example, if I need to migrate a computer that has joined the domain or the old domain, and I need it to be migrated to my new domain and join my new domain, so I need to go to this workstation and put in its network connection setting the DNS of my new domain as an alternative DNS. So as we know, if the workstation has already joined the old domain, so it will have its preferred DNS, the DNS of the old domain. So we will open the network connection setting of this workstation and add our DNS of our new domain to be the alternative DNS. Okay, and then this is the first step to migrate it from the old domain to the new domain using the Active Directory migration tool. So before working with the Active Migration tool and migrate the computer, you need to put in the network connection setting the DNS of the new domain as an alternative DNS. And not only this, you need to go to the local administrators group in this workstation and add an account from the new domain to be in this local administrators groups in this workstation. So by default, when you install Windows, the Windows have a local group called administrators. If anyone is a member of this group, he can control the whole workstation. Okay, so we need to have a new we need to have an account put in this local administrators group in this workstation, so it can be migrated, and this user should be from the new domain. And actually, after doing the trust between the two domains, you can choose or you can browse the users from both domains. So we will use a user from the new domain and put it in the local administrators group. Why we are doing this? So the Active Migration tool can use this user and migrate it from the old domain to the new domain, because the migration, what it will do, it will dejoin the workstation from the old domain to the new domain and join it to the new domain. All of this will be done using this local administrator user. Okay, and this local administrator user, okay, should be from the new domain. Okay, this is all. We have done it in the previous video. And then what we will do, as I said before, we need to go to every workstation. So there is two steps to be done before migrating any computer from the old domain to the new domain using the Active Directory migration tool. You need to go to the network connection setting, add the new DNS of the new domain as an alternative DNS, and add an account from the new domain in the local administrators group for this workstation. If you have 10 or 60 workstations, you need to do this one by one. So how we can make it once? We can configure our DHCP in our old domain to distribute the DNS of the new domain to the workstations in the old domain as secondary DNS. Okay, and we can make a group policy to add a user from the new domain to the local administrators group in each workstation in our domain. This can be done using a group policy. So we can distribute the new DNS of the new domain through the DHCP, and we can put our new domain user from our new Active Directory in the local administrators group in all of the workstations in all of the domain using a group policy. Okay, so here we said add a user from the new domain, okay, to the local administrators group. On this we have discussed it, and then we have confronted a problem. The Active Directory migration tool was not working. There was a problem, and we have fixed it. It was a problem with my user account that I was working with to open this Active Directory migration tool was not authorized to access the database attached to this Active Directory migration tool. We all know that the Active Migration tool, to work, it needs to have a database set up, SQL database, and it is attached to it. The problem was that my Active Directory user was not authorized to access this Active Directory migration tool, nor to access the database attached to it. So I fixed it by some steps. You need all to refer to the previous video to see it. And then we have begin the migration process of the computer, or one computer from the old domain to the new domain. But before migrating the computer itself, you need to migrate the Windows profiles on the workstation. So for example, if you have a workstation joining the old domain and you have several users logged into this workstation, so the Windows create a profile for each user. So before migrating it, or before migrating the whole computer from the old domain to the new domain, you need to first migrate the profiles, okay, on it to the new domain. For example, why we need to migrate the profiles? For example, if one user has his profile, for example, he has his Outlook set up on it, he has some desktop desktop icons on it, he has some programs that has some registry keys related to his profile. So we need to migrate the profiles on the workstations first, and then we can migrate the computer as a whole after that. This is called security translation. You can specify what you need to migrate from the Windows profile. If you need to create to migrate the files, the folders, the registry, the printers. For example, a user have certain printers attached to his Windows profile. All of this can be migrated before migrating the computer, or before dejoining the computer from the old domain and join it to the new domain. Okay, you can use this, and we have discussed this in the previous video. And we have a problem with the migration of the computer itself. So we have migrated the Windows profiles, but we have a failure in migrating the computer itself, and there was a problem with this, and we have fixed it. And we have the issue was because the computer object in the Active Directory was already created before the migration. So we deleted the computer object, and then the migration process was complete. Please refer to my previous video to see all of this process. So what we have done, or what we have reached in our previous video, we have migrated the Windows profiles on the workstation, we have migrated the computer itself, but for some reason the computer didn't join the new domain. It have migrated the Windows 10 profiles, it has everything done, but there was a problem for joining this computer from the old domain to the new domain. So on this video we'll fix this problem, and then we will do the last step of migrating the DHCP. Okay, so after migrating all of the computers and the profiles of them, we need to migrate the DHCP, and then after that we'll make something called the cleanup. After the migration process, we will make some process that should be done after the migration is ended. We will discuss this in this video. So we will begin working again. We have stopped at this step, the last video. So this is the migration. Okay, so the computer object was not joined the domain, and this I need to go a little bit step further here. So this was the problem here. Failed to change domain affiliation, so it didn't join this workstation to the domain, and this is the error. And to be precise, you can all see the error. I have already have some searched the internet for this error. Someone told me why you didn't record it. Actually, it was an old recording, so I didn't succeed, or I didn't record it, and it was only one computer to migrate it, so I did the migration manually, or I have joined the domain or joined this workstation to the new domain manually. So this is the error. Okay, and someone have some suggestions, okay, concerning this, and we will have, and also there was another guy saying some suggestions. So you can all see, this is one. I think this was the problem. It was a problem with a registry key in the workstation. Okay, so this is some steps, you can refer to it to solve the problem. And then we have another fix. Okay, it was this one. So you can all see the steps, okay, and the solving. What I did, that I joined the workstation, or unjoined the workstation from the old domain and joined it to the new domain manually, okay, by myself. So this because it's only one computer, okay, but I show you how you can solve this problem. You can refer to it, okay. So this is the error. What I have done, I have gone to my workstation and unjoin it from the old domain and join it to the new domain manually, okay. So what I have done, I have already restarted the workstation just to make sure that there was no problem, and actually after the migration is ended, the workstation should be restarted automatically, okay. So here, this is the workstation. When I try to see, still here it didn't restart, so the migration or the migration process was not complete. So I will restart the workstation manually. Okay, actually I have also repeated the process of the migration again because I thought there was maybe a problem and I need to make the migration process again. Anyway, you have all of the details. So here, as I said before, this is the error saying that the operation is only allowed from the primary domain controller of the domain. So here there was a problem either with the user that was assigned the migration process, okay, so maybe the user from the new domain that is allowed to migrate the computer does not have efficient rights, or there was a problem, another problem, okay. And actually the user that I have put in the local administrator groups was a domain admin in my new domain, so he have all the rights he need, okay. Anyway, so we will now go to the workstation and I will restart it, and then I will take care. This is the Windows 10 profile of the old domain. You can see here there is a lot of setting, and actually the old or the department shares of the old domain, it is mapped already. So here we can see that we are still in the old domain, we didn't join the new domain. So here we will restart, or I will begin again the process. So here I'm just beginning the process again because I thought maybe there was a problem, so I have repeated the process. Unable. So here you can see the target computer, okay, cannot be found, okay, because he has already, what he have done now, the computer is not in the old domain anymore, it is migrated already, okay. So when you tell him to migrate it again, he tells you that I don't find this computer object in the old domain. So he has already migrated it, but for some reason joining the old domain or joining the new domain, sorry, was a problem. So anyway, what I'll do, I will restart the workstation and join it to the new domain manually, okay, and take care that in this Windows 10 profile in the old domain I have my department shares mapped, okay. So when we migrate it to the new domain, you can see there will be some problems because my profile contains the department shares. So when you migrate the profile, take care not to migrate the shares with it, okay. Anyway, so now we have finished. We will go and we have restarted the workstation. Here there is some problems actually because I am working with 3 virtual machines and I have a lot of RAM and processor used in this process. So take care to have enough RAM and processing power, okay, and actual hard disk power as well, okay. So here I am accessing my old domain. Here I'm just trying to make sure, or I want to make sure that the computer is migrated, so I need to go to the organizational unit that contains the workstation and see if it's still there. But actually it will be there because the migration process, what it has done, it has copied the computer and make a new computer object in the Active Directory, okay. So it didn't migrate the object itself, or it didn't move it, it only took a copy of it, and this copy, it will join the new domain, okay. So here if you want to the organizational unit that contains my computer that I have joined, it's still there, okay. Actually because the migration process, it didn't move it. It's only took a copy of it, created at the new Active Directory, and then the migration tool will join it to the domain. But for some reason the migration tool didn't join this workstation to the new domain. There was a problem, and I show you all how you can fix it. So here I am just making or restarting the workstation, and then making a refresh just to make sure that it's still there, the workstation. And this is the new domain. Here we can see that it had already some name in it, so that means that the migration process is complete, because now in the new domain we can see the computer object, the windows on it, everything seems perfect. So if you see the computer object details now, this means that the computer has already joined the domain, but for some reason it was not complete, and it's already put it in the computer objects, okay, or the computer, it is a member of the domain computer. So for some reason the migration process was not completed successfully, or 90% was complete, because everything seems to be normal, but the workstation didn't join the domain. Okay, so we will do this manually by ourselves. So here what I'm doing now, this is the only workstation I need to migrate. So now I will do the last step in our migration process, is to migrate the DHCP. So what I am doing now, I am opening my new domain controller in my new domain, and will add the DHCP server role, and I'll migrate the computer, or I'll import the configuration of the old DHCP of my old domain. I will import its configuration to my new DHCP in my new domain. So we will see that in a moment. So the last step is to migrate the DHCP after a complete migration, or after migrating all of the PCs. So this is the last step to do. Okay, and actually after migrating this, and before migrating the DHCP, sorry, you do the DHCP and migrate it, and after that you can close your old domain controller and begin working with the new domain controller, and tell the users to work with the new domain. Okay, and then we will make some cleanup steps. We will need to clean some setting from this migration process. Okay, and I will show you all what is needed to be cleaned up, or what need to be changed after the migration process is complete. So here, this is the workstation. So now I am still in the old domain. So now I will log in with my domain admin account, and then unjoin this workstation from the old domain and join it to the new domain, and we will see if the new department shares will be mapped or not. We will see the group policy of the new domain is applied or not. We will see the script is applied or not. All of this we should see it. Okay, here now what I am doing, I am going to this workstation not through the domain admin account, but the local account. I have a local account created on this workstation. I will use it to unjoin this workstation from the old domain to the new domain. So to join or to unjoin, sorry, this workstation from the old domain to the new domain, you need to do it with a local administrator account on this workstation. Okay, okay, now it's you can pause it real quickly here. We can go there. Now what we will do, this is the local administrator account on this workstation. I have created a second local administrator account because the first local administrator account was disabled and renamed according to the default domain policy in the old domain. So now we will add we'll add the DHCP on our new domain controller. Okay, next, and then we will add the DHCP server. Okay, and then add, and then next, next, and then install. So we need only to install the feature and then authorize this DHCP to distribute IP addresses to the workstations, and then we will import the configuration of my old DHCP in my new DHCP. Okay, so here what I'm doing now, here I am stopping the old DHCP. Okay, so now I am stopping it, okay, because the workstations, okay, should now take, or the after the migration of all of the workstations, they should now take their IP addresses from the new DHCP, okay, not the old one. Okay, so we now will migrate it. So you cannot migrate the DHCP unless the old DHCP is closed. Okay, so now I think we can also run it real quickly. Okay, so now again, so now the DHCP is complete. Now we will, so we have disabled our DHCP or stopped our DHCP server on our old domain. Now we will authorize our new DHCP in our new domain, and then we will import the old configuration of our old DHCP into our new DHCP in our new domain, and we will tweak this configuration a little, okay, to reflect our new domain setting. For example, we will change the DNS to reflect our new DNS of our new domain, and we will also change the WINS configuration. Anyway, we will do a little bit of a change, but now we will open the PowerShell script. We have our DHCP or our old DHCP configuration. It is exported as an XML file. So we run as administrator. Then we go to the folder that contains our exported DHCP configuration. So it's Tron lab script, and we have our DHCP exported configuration. We will import it. So we will go to the command or the PowerShell and tell him to import this configuration in this location. We need first to go to the location of the folder that contains this configuration. So we'll get him cd or change directory to this location. Okay, and then we tell him import -DHCP. This command will import the old DHCP configuration in the old domain to our new domain. Here we are typing the command and the computer name, the computer that will have this setting imported to it, which is our new domain controller server name, HSDSS WinOSS02. Okay, dot the domain, this is the full domain name, dot incongred.local. And this exported or imported configuration, will contain everything related to the DHCP configuration, even though also the allow and deny filter entries. You will see that now in a moment. And there we told him the computer name and then the file that contains the configuration. So the command or the command consists of or the import process will consist of the command that will import, and then the computer that it will import to, and the file that contains the configuration that it will import to the DHCP. Okay, not only the file name but also the location of the file. Okay, so by doing this we have the last step in our migration process. So we have migrated all of our workstations, we have all of our group policy imported, all of our department shares imported or worked on or migrated, and all of our Active Directory home folders also migrated. So everything in our process of migration is completed. Okay, we will just do a little bit of a step. We will see our workstation that we have failed to join it to the new domain. We will join it manually to the new domain and see, and then after succeeding in this, we will make a general cleanup in our new domain environment, so we have our migration process completed successfully. So it's not only the migration process is completed as soon as you migrate all of your Active Directory objects, but you need to do some cleanup process after that, so there is no security issues or no security bugs, okay, that will appear for you, or security breaches. Okay, I will show you all how this is done. Anyway, here it's telling me the backup path. Where is the file? So I tell him the D, this the path that contains my imported or DHCP configuration. Tell me that you need to allow this action, so I tell him yes. Why? And then if we go to the DHCP now, we will see that all of our old configuration is there. Okay, so now if we go to the DHCP configuration, what we will see now, first we will add it to our custom console. So we'll add a snap-in, so we add the DHCP, okay, and then add, and then okay, and then we will open the DHCP. You will see I didn't configure it or put any scope options or anything, but when we open it we will see that everything is there because we have already exported or imported the configuration from the old domain. So we can see here that the scope options, it's there. I didn't configure it, I only installed or added the role. So here we will change the DNS to reflect our, this is the DNS of our old domain. We will put our DNS of our new domain, okay, and then apply and okay. And then we need to change the WINS server also, because this domain controller is a WINS and DNS, and this is the new WINS IP address. And we need to change the DNS domain name, okay, to reflect our new domain, which is incongrid new. And we can see here that the allow filters contain the entries that we have done. It was already exported or imported, or it is moved with our configuration. Here we just need to change the DNS domain name, okay, to reflect our new domain. Okay, so here with this we have already exported the whole configuration and imported again. Okay, so now we can go now, and I will restart. After doing all of these changes, I will restart to the DHCP, and then we will go to the workstation and join it manually to our new domain. Okay, it will take a little bit of time. Okay, so here we can see that everything is up and running. Now we will go to the workstation, okay, and join it to the new domain. Okay, and take care, now it's taking an IP address from the new DHCP. Okay, and the new DHCP distributed the new DNS of the new domain to it. Now we will confirm this by opening the command prompt and see what IP address and what IP address was given to this workstation, and what is the DHCP IP server. Okay, or what is the DHCP IP address. Okay, we will see that in a moment. So you will type ipconfig. So let's complete, guys. Here now we will make a release for the IP for this workstation, and then we will renew the IP. So after doing this, we will see if this workstation will get so it got an IP address. Okay, it's 1.50, but we need to see the whole configuration to see if it's taking IP address from the new DHCP server. So here we can see that the new DHCP server is taking IP address from the new DHCP server. Okay, and this is the new domain. Okay, so it's working fine. So now we can join this workstation from the old domain to the new domain. So right click and manage, okay, or properties. Now we will join it. You can see here that it's still joined the old domain. Now we will change it and we tell him to join a new domain, income grid. Okay, new.local, and then okay. Now we need to type our old domain admin account, okay, so he can use it to unjoin this workstation. So now it is already there. We need to restart, and we need to see if all of our new domain components will be applied. So we need to see if the group policy of the new domain will be applied, the Active Directory script on the new domain will be applied, the department shares mapping is done, everything. Okay, so we need to, what we do now, we will close completely the old domain controller. So now we don't use it anymore. Okay, we will only begin working with the new domain controller and our new domain. Okay, so now we have already closed the old domain controller. But here we will see a little bit of a problem, because we have migrated my Windows profile on the workstation that was joined the old domain. We will migrate it with the shares or with the department shares in the old domain. So this will be a problem. The new department shares will not be mapped, and there will be a problem. Here we can see that's now income grid. So we'll use my domain admin account, the same domain admin account that I was using in my old domain, because I have a profile with the same name. So we need to access the same account in the old domain with the same profile. Okay, profile name. So if you are correct, we will see the same first we have seen the same welcome screen. It is the same in the old domain, and we will see the background the same, the lock screen the same, everything will be the same. Okay, and we need to make sure that the profile also, Windows 10 profile in my old domain, when I logged in the new domain, the same profile will have the same setting, the desktop icons, the Outlook, if you have your Outlook set up, and everything. Now we can pass it real quickly. So here what we can see here, that first of all we can see that we have our the login script is applied, so everything is working perfectly. The background is there, but we will have a problem. Okay, when we go there, we can see here that this is the Active Directory home folder in our new domain it is applied, but we can see that the department shares is not applied. Why they are not applied? Because we have copied with the migration tool the old mapped profile or old mapped drivers. So the migration tool has copied the old mapped drives, okay, and it's still there. So this is why in my group policy or my mapping group policy I'm telling him to delete these old department shares. But actually also the group policy didn't succeed in removing the old department shares and mapping the new department shares. So be careful when you use your Active Directory migration tool to migrate Windows 10 profiles on workstations. Tell him or tell it not to migrate the shares, okay, or the department shares. So this is a problem. Okay, I am just restarting and doing a lot of things here, but this will not be the case. So let me here after. So by this step we have already finished, okay. So as I said before, now to solve this problem of the old migration profiles, if you create the profile or create a new Windows profile, it will completely be there. You can disable or you can disconnect the old department share and map them again, but take care, as I said before, the Windows 10 profiles should not be migrated with the old mapped shares. So here I'm just typing something. I need to tell you the migration of NDSS was not complete. Profiles, okay, and all setting was not complete. Profiles and all setting and computer objects was migrated, but joining the domain, okay, here I'm typing the issue, joining the domain has failed, okay. Profiles and all setting and computer objects. So what I'm telling here, the migration was not complete. Profiles and all setting and computer object was migrated, but joining the domain has failed. So I had joined it manually, but normally it should work. As I said before, it should work, and if it didn't work, I have shown you how to solve this error, okay. So now we have completed our migration successfully, but we need to do some cleanup, okay. So here shows when I will investigate. As for shares, okay, it seems the old department shares, okay, they are mapped as network drives. It seems that the migration took registry and old shares, okay. So it took the registry which contains the network map drives, the old network map drives, and the old shares as well. So we in the migration tool we told him to migrate with the Windows 10 profiles, the registry keys and the old shares, okay. So this has done the problem. So it needs to be disconnected. We need to disconnect the old department shares, so the new shares with the group policy, the new group policy will make the new department shares mapped correctly, okay. So here, for example, I have make some things, some changes, okay, but it didn't work for some reason, okay. I will show you all that if I used another user. So I will not use Karim or the user of Karim because it is already migrated using the Active Directory migration tool. If I used a completely new profile which didn't log on this workstation, you will see that everything will be correct. You should not migrate shares with computer profile or with Windows computer or with Windows profile or objects if the share names are not the same or the share names are different, okay. Actually the share names are the same, but the locations or the department share locations differed, okay. As fresh, okay. Should migrate share with computer profile or object if the share names are different, let it be created on login. As fresh mapping, not migrate. So you will not migrate with the Windows active, also with the Active Directory migration tool, you will not migrate the shares. Let the shares be mapped fresh, okay. So now what we will do, I will show you a little bit of something here. If I used another, no, just we don't need this, okay. No, also I don't need this, okay. Just a moment here. So I will log in on this workstation not by my migrated Careem profile. I will use a completely, or we use an Active Directory user that didn't log into this machine. It will be logging for the first time. You will see that everything will be perfect. Okay, so I need also to tell you something. Okay, so I will show you all this step. First we need, remember, so this is the cleanup process. Okay, remember to remove, okay, old domain DNS from the network connection setting of the server. So you remember that in our new domain controller we have put as secondary or as alternative DNS, we have put the DNS of the old domain. So remember to remove old domain DNS from the network connection of the new domain controller after migration. So this is the cleanup process. Okay, so you need to remember this. After migration process complete, remember to remove all DNS from the network connection of the new domain controller. So this was done to make the trust and make the migration. Okay, so after migration process complete and DNS suffix search list, remember this was one of our steps that we have done. We have put the DNS suffix of the old domain in our new domain. We need to remember to remove the DNS suffix search list, remove all the domain. So DNS suffix search list, remove all the domain suffix from the list, from the DNS suffix search list, and then you can disable. How we can remove this DNS suffix? You can close the DNS suffix as well. Okay, so the cleanup process, you need to remove the old DNS of the old domain from the network connection setting of the new domain controller, and you need to remove the old DNS suffix from the DNS suffix search list on the new domain controller, and then you can disable the DNS suffix as a whole. Okay, and all together, and of course remove all the domain admin accounts. Remember that you have put the old or you put the domain admin of the old domain in the administrators group in your new Active Directory. So in your new Active Directory you have a group called administrators. Do you remember that for the migration process to be complete and the trust to be done between the two domains, you need to have a user responsible for doing this, and this user should has full permissions on both domains. So we have put our old domain admin account in the administrators group in our new domain, so we need to remove them. Okay, so this should be done. Remember to do this. Okay, and remember also that the user that we have put in the local administrator groups in the workstation should also be removed. Anyway, it will be there because your new admin account or your new domain admin will be a member in the local administrators group by default. Okay, cleanup process after migration, we will sure nothing is related. Okay, I will show you a video, okay, how to do this anyway. So this is, I think I will show you all a little bit of a video. Okay, anyway, I will show you something here, guys. Let's hold for a moment. If you go to remember these steps, just a moment, here is the AD collection and then the Tron script and then the migration process. Remember these steps. So what we will do, we will reverse. Okay, we'll do something. First of all, what we will do, we need to, here we add migration accounts in administrator groups. We need to remove the migration account, okay, from the migration account Active Directory account in the old domain. We need to remove it from the administrators group in the new domain. This is the first step. Okay, and then we need to remove the DNS suffix search list. From it, we need to remove the old domain DNS suffix from the DNS suffix search list and disable the DNS suffix search list as a whole from the group policy. Okay, so we reverse the step and then we need to delete the trust relationship. Okay, so this can be done from the Active Directory domain trust. You need to delete the trust, okay, and then at the end you need to remove the DNS of the old domain from the network connection setting of the new domain. Okay, this should be done. This step is the first, and then the second, the third, the fourth. Okay, this should be done, and I will show you all how this will be done in a video. Okay, but this is the step to clean up after the migration. Okay, so I can show you all a little bit of a video here. Just a moment, this is the last one. So here we will do a little bit of it's a very small video. So here what we will do, we need to go to the new domain and then login. Okay, and then what we will do now, we will go and go to the network connection. So here what we'll do, we'll go to the network connection and sharing control panel, network connection and sharing, and when we remove, remember here again, this is the network connection setting or the teaming network connection setting for our new domain controller. We will open properties, okay, and then we will okay, we will open the TCP/IP, okay, TCP/IP protocol, okay, and then properties, and remove this old DNS, okay, because this we have done it to initiate a trust, okay, between the old domain and the new domain, and the migration process to be complete. Okay, so this is the first step of the cleanup. Okay, close, okay, and then close, and then we will go and remove the DNS suffix. So what we will do, we'll go to the group policy and remove the DNS, all the domain DNS suffix from the DNS search list. So what we will do, we will now go to the default domain policy and then edit, and remember something here, you need to go to the trust. Remember here we go to the Active Directory domains and trust and click properties and delete the trust between the two domains, because now the old domain we don't need it anymore, so you need to delete the trust. Okay, so this is one of the steps, and then we will change the DNS suffix list. Okay, we need also to make sure that the old DNS suffix or the old domain DNS suffix list will be removed. Okay, so we'll see that in a moment. Anyway, so now we go and open the default domain policy and remove the old domain DNS suffix. Okay, I think we can go a little bit further. Okay, okay, we can go there. So here we will go to the administrative templates and then go to the network, and then we will open the DNS client. Okay, and then the suffix list. Okay, here this is the suffix list, we need to make it not configured. Okay, so we will disable it as a whole. Okay, we will make it unconfigured. It was configured with the DNS suffix of the old domain and the new domain. So what we will do, we will just tell him not to be enabled, to be not configured. Okay, so this will disable this as a whole. Okay, and then we will go to the command prompt and make sure that here we can see that the DNS suffix, it is the old the new domain only, not the old and the new. Okay, so DNS suffix search list, it is our new domain suffix or DNS suffix, not the old one. Okay, remember we have put the old DNS suffix in the search list, so it is removed and now it is only the new one. So we are now complete. What we will do now, we need to do something else. Just a moment. No, I don't need all of this. I don't need all of this. I need to show you all something here again, not all of this also. Anyway, not all of this. anyway also. So here I am joining on the new workstation. I am login is with a new domain with an Active Directory account that has not been migrated. Okay, so here we can see the sampling. Okay, if you open here we can see that this user have all of its, this is the home directory folder, this is the department shares, this is all in the new domain. So we have now successfully done everything. Just remember to remove the administrator, the domain admin, or the old domain admin account from the administrators group in your new domain. This is the end of our series, the Tron Legacy lab. Hope this series was very informative for you all, and I would like to thank you all for viewing. Be prepared for the next lab, which is the Star Trek lab. This is a very interesting lab. If this video is good, please subscribe and share, and activate the bell icon so you can receive new videos from my channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.